"Oh, we live." I said, "Oh, we live." This is a stress test. I watched the video from last night, and the video game portion, the picture was so blurred, and it was in when we were playing the GameCube. It wasn't so bad with the Sega, but the GameCube looked like crap. I mean, literally looked like crap. So I toned down the settings. Now I left our base. Our base is still 6144. That's 6,144 pixels by 3,072 pixels. Hopefully that's going to make it clear, because 480, the words are not clear. So hopefully that'll help make it clear. But we mixing it down to 854 by 480. And we're going to see, because Metro PCS has really been having problems with people using it and the traffic and the stress on the system. So we're going to see, can we run better at 480? So this is a stress test, video game stress test. So let's get to it.
BROTHA, the one man show. And if you didn't know, you better learn quick. Cause yeah, I'm asking the question. Who you with? Where you from? What you done? What you got? Who you shot? Where's your gun? Why you running, son?
Let's get it.
Yeah. You feel that bass line?
Metro PCS crying already.
Your clever at ways don't come in to free you slaves from the yoke of materialism, drugism, thugism. So wake up before I break up.
My bad.
Your jewelry, your oversized truck. Step to me, good luck, you're gonna need it. Like MJ, I'll make you beat it.
Okay.
Those ghetto lyrics don't hit, so before you spit, reach into your bag of trick, and I don't mean a cereal. I'm more lethal than a venereal disease, so let the hate and see. Speaking of cereal, I'm not a killer, I'm a thriller. Locking your ass up like Bonnie Miller. Welcome back.
You can't try to say her like
dropping knowledge and insults is what I'm about, don't like it. Well, let's exchange. You're not cerebral enough to hang with the cells in his brain. Then when it comes to physics, you got a limp biscuit. I've been around 24 years and you still say, who is this?
You ought to play these games more. You terrible.
You know, it's you, I'll be attacking next. So flex and get dumped on your next sample. Don't care, great.
Doing it for 5 or 10 minutes don't help nothing.
State, but I'm yours. I travel the borders you can't navigate. I'm the captain. I'll keep rapping my knowledge, keep getting foot tapping. I follow the right path. Y'all don't accept it and feel my rap. If you hustle, you got to go. If you low, you got to go rehab and go back the way you came from. Skid row. Just get off, you be more truthful, get put to sleep. An ordinary citizen you can't maintain, yo. I'm whipping on your brain cells. Damn, what's so hard about living today? We earn money, but we lost our way. Yo, grow up. At the community meetings, you never show up unless it's on police brutality. You don't see brothers like me handcuffed on TV. You're an embarrassment to your community. A black mark on your family. And I'm asking you, where you from? What you got? Yo, who you drop? Where's your gun?
Why you running, son? Hey.
Yo, you brothers talking about what time you
has a car. Let's go.
Another poor reflection of generation experts no respect or knowledge. The few that go to college ain't learning nothing. But I first to speak on something. If you don't sling, don't flash that bling bling. I respond, I don't sing, so stand back, I'm letting go. You knuckleheads piss me off, yo, I'm bringing it full barrel. Shooting your asses like James Quarrel. So if you a shot caller, come face this bad knuckle brawler. When I rap, it's full contact, I'm not coming to hang. But to put you on your back, bring your loot crack. Who you with? Where you from? BROTHA, the one man show. And yo, can you feel a new day?
Gotta play this song.
Now listen to the words I say. Yo, here I go again. Eric's about to descend on a new song. So get you going, you haters. Can't call them, but you perpetrators. I'm leaving you in the dust. And my skills of trust trying to make your ego shrink. Now, why are you bucking up? Well, last week you were just something up trying to get a beat. Now all of a sudden in public, my shit is
Hey, the first time I hit the fence, yeah.
Boys too. Geeks and God, that's what I answer to. And can you feel a new day? Or listen to the words that I say, because a change is on the way. So get in line, don't get left behind. Yeah. Verse 2, let's keep it going. point. I'm destroying the myth. Hump my fist in the air like the Black Panthers. When I'm in the house, you got no answers. So get out of my way, or I'll spray you. Like that, I got baby super thug. Stay away from my doors will get floored. I rock the eastern shore, but the base is just a beat. So fuck people, these more streets. You can have them in the corners too.
But against me, what can you do? Nothing. Cause I'm frontin'. While you're bunting.
In the neighborhood, fix a fry. A battle in your face, so let's ride. So you want to play the beast for cat. The rest in peace is a real straight. It's gas get picked up if you fuck with dark. You bring no more, and you fail a new day. Listen to the words that I say. A new change is on the way. So get in line and get left behind. So you wish you could be like me, yo. So you invite me, and don't invite me. Tell you how far these shows because all will know that you got my flows. That's okay, I'm not gonna say the word. Waste on no verb. I'm moving on to something else. To the lady with the AIDS or rabies or STDs like herpes. I keep you at bay so you can't hurt me or trap me. Back up to the babies. You whole slave me with your weak cane. Get off, say the same shit, get sucked the same way. Off the same way, even talk and walk the same way. Yo, with the fake head, and get press on there. And you wanna wrestling brothers forever. Be in jail and be with you, yo. You don't tell the truth. I'm just unwinding. I'm getting loose. I say what I want and do what I feel.
That's what I do when I'm holding still. Then can you feel a new day? I listen to the words that I say.
A new change is on the way.
So get in line and get left behind.
Yo, it's a new time. You feel a new day.
Oh, on fire.
Because the change is on the way. So get in line or get left behind.
Change on the way.
Man,
get in line or get left behind, bitch. You sure was playing the worst songs, ain't you?
You put my bass line.
Oh, the race over? Oh, while we read. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, I got stress test is failing.
Yo, it's not so big.
Let me do a refresh here.
If I catch it, I'm rubbing it out, taking it out, let there be no doubt. I'm using heat to clean up the street. Some block at a time, someone's got to do it when I meet, when I use. I'm out to rescue the next generation, separate 10, separate 10, right from wrong. If you don't belong, I'm ready to get a carcass like
why we read?
Cascading shots in all directions. I will the best of a local Texas.
Why we, seriously, why we read? We green on OBS.
I told you to not the future. The parents are what we do now, the comes what our kids will imitate, whether they show love.
Why are we red?
You criminals have a decision to make. 2 shots in your dead.
Let me do another refresh.
Shot, point blank to your head. How do you want it?
Hey, how you doing, Naya?
How do you want it?
Hey, RE.
2 shots in your dead.
Y'all make sure y'all here tonight.
How do you want it? 2 shots in your dead. A 1 shot, point blank to your head. How do you want it?
Turn that off.
I'll let you decide that you got.
Make sure y'all here tonight.
Brother, it's a black dress ready for your mother. It's like
I'm gonna be doing. We going world behind out, most ignorant, most craziest, most retardedest, most people you never want to meet in your life. We doing that tonight. We doing throw them out Thursday. You can't do nothing with them. Just throw them out. That's what we doing tonight. 7 o'clock. I hope y'all here. I went on World Star and I found out. I done it. I went and I found some of the sickest videos. We getting flagged tonight. I found some of the most ignorant, disgusting people, and I put together. Put them all in one little bookmark. We gonna check it out tonight. Oh, it's Friday? I thought it was Thursday. Oh, it is Friday. I thought it was Thursday. I'm ready to change it. You know what? I did it last night. When I got off, I went on and playing the show for the day. But I was watching the show. And I said, man, this is like crap. I literally was watching the show and I said, man, you know, Metro T-Mobile is not handling.
I do what I want to do. I say what I want to say.
The heavy usage people using.
We all know it's a little vigilante.
It's not so bad in the summertime, people out and about.
We know what's wrong with the world.
But it's getting on my nerves. So I said, well, I'm paying this extra 1080, but when I try to play something in 720 or higher, it's spent. So why am I paying $10? So I said, we'll go ahead and try and come down. So we came down again. And this is the funny part. YouTube don't want me to come down. They want me to stay at 720. I think this is the video from last night. Now see, the Sego wasn't too bad. And let me make sure y'all can see it. Y'all can't see it. My bad. You take it out of the way. There you go. Alright. This is the video from last night.
The one man show.
Let me get through play the game.
Yo.
Alright.
Yo. I ain't got no baby's mama. Don't want the drama. Don't want to have a brat with a hood rat. I want to love a woman I can be proud of. You all my wrong, the woman, nice lady, yet I crack the films that are shady, low down and clueless.
Look at that.
Masculine and useless. I understand the opposites attract who always catch the ones that are dirty, fat, and black.
That looks like crack.
Filthy press on nails. Pressing like a bum straight out of jail. Oversized sweatshirts, tight jeans, use free slang like you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean.
Tell me that don't look bad.
Emphasize a point.
Look at that. It's all smeared up.
Points in the joint. Or the days when she used to get high. Or her journals on how many guys in finger five. Or tattoos of her little boobs or that followers who released in a decade or two. Talking about child support from the.
And I had no idea.
One's got life, the other's on death row.
Now I see one's paws, it ain't bad.
Who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, who has no desire to get high.
Pause, it ain't bad.
She will still lie with me, cry
But look
with
at that.
me, and if necessary, die with me. People tell me I have to let the right one will come along. The ones that come along are always wrong. And tell me, am I finicky, too damn picky to want someone mellow like me, quiet like me, someone who will stimulate my mind, a woman who's sexy and kind, who long for romantic strolls, no piercing in their nose, no.
See, long as you ain't moving,
who's happy to spend quality time
it
with
ain't bad.
And our dreams, being realistic, not letting materialistic possessions become an obsession, but realizing that life is a variable aspect. Making wise decisions so that we have no regrets.
This should be crisp.
Our views, no hesitation.
This is an embarrassment.
Feel I love making or producing afterglow. That everyone will know the power of our union. So we blessed like Holy Communion.
Let's fast forward some.
Coming together, not counting the world in. Suspended by the act of sharing mutual orgasms. No need to fake, no need to take five. Passion is opposed.
See how long it's taking y'all?
The fuel of our monogamy. Erasing the monotony of
Come on, man.
The world. Where are you? I'm waiting for you, girl. I want a woman who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, who has no desire to get high. When things get rough, she will still lie with me, cry with me.
Look at that. We waited all that time to see this.
Yeah. Someone said they need one mic. Well, I need one night.
And I don't know if this is us now or was this last night.
But the way they carry them,
that's why it's so hard to time this.
Up like a Southern belle, or ignorant like a ghetto chick. They don't attract me at all, not even a little bit. The way it gets easy is dressed, the way it gets cheesy is jeans. The girl of my dreams will be sexy, yeah, classy.
That is smeared.
I believe like the meaning, not crass and nasty. I know y'all in the backseat are laughing at me, but you know what I'm saying. You get tired of laying up with anything as long as it's breathing, especially when you reach your goals. People around get old, it's gonna happen.
Now we played the Sega.
Of course, start sapping your pay. Or another man is tapping your baby's booty, telling them what to do. This may sound aloof.
It's not that bad.
I want to marry the woman.
It's not crisp though, but it ain't that bad.
While they are growing up, looking out for them when they're blowing up. You all might think I'm dreaming, but I keep searching, scheming.
Look at the man when he moving. Look when he punching people.
A woman that's spiritually strong.
Look at the colors.
I want a woman who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, has no desire.
Look right here where it freezes.
When things get rough, she will still lie with me, cry with me, and if necessary, die with me.
I'm sorry, it was nice being high definition, but
woman who thinks like me, Who doesn't drink like me?
I gotta think of the
get high.
integrity
rock, she was still
of the show.
With me, cry with me, and if necessary, die with me. This is BROTHA, the one-man show.
Hey, how you doing, Liz?
With something that I hope you can use in your
Let me
life.
put a chat up here.
When you making that right choice. Don't just
Liz said I had to get off last night. Yeah, nobody came back for the show except one person.
Because that's how you be happy.
So we couldn't do the Family Feud. Nobody came back. I know why. Somebody was on talking about black women again. Why somebody want to put down black women when you supposed to be getting all lovey-dovey? I don't understand that. I can't figure y'all out. I don't. But everybody was over there watching, and God bless the man that hosted it.
Yo, I don't understand. I follow man.
What? Not playing that video game. You said it looked fine.
I went to the same school, was raised by the same.
But you know what?
Man, how did we line up so different?
Let's test it.
The same page, the same stage, but then you shifted. You started hanging with another set. Those hardcore.
Let's test it, cause I'm not playing the same game system. I'm on the 64. Let me switch. Where's the dolphin at? There it is.
Ourselves from the bully that tried to rough us up, but we hung tough. I remember our dreams were making it big. How we used to wrestle in the mud like sweat.
I got the Wii too, but I need 2 pieces to play. You gotta have something to connect to the computer. You know the Wii was wireless. So I can't play the Wii.
We blowed up when we were poor growing.
But I got it.
I suppose, but I didn't want to stick my nose.
Can't play it, but I got it.
Hope I never find out who did this to you, because I make them join you.
All right, so we gotta go back to the OBS. Where we at?
We just have someone
and we gotta close.
The same pain of another loss to the drug game.
Open up Dolphin, and there you go. Y'all see it? Let me make sure that it's fitted. Let me scale it here. Yeah, it's ready. America, wake up.
Yeah, why'd you have to do it? We had such.
All right, we're gonna play the same game we played. You said it looked good.
Poison that we call.
What was it? Right there. FX0.
And we do nothing. Our children are dying.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Somebody do something.
We get ready to find out.
So what can I do? My grandpa used to bounce me on his knee, schooling me on Jim.
We going red.
He said one bad apple.
Now we back to green. We on yellow. We back to green.
So I dedicate this song to my buddy. Remember, we used to study the word. We were straight nerds, but with challenge. We used to serve up jocks on a platter, but you're gone now. What does that matter? It can't bring you back. Materialism is a trap. It doesn't bring security. If it did, you would still be with me. Not being buried 10 feet deep. Another victim to these streets that many claim. Left you on. You left me all alone. I still got your number on my phone. I look back.
All right, we'll back to green.
In my heart, you'll live forever.
Let's find out. We try together. Oh, we will die together if we don't make things better. America, wake up!
Yeah. This is a true story, so before you open your mouth, be sure something intelligent comes out. I'm pissed off. I know about some loss because pouring out some liquor. If you start slinging, you die quicker. That's a fact, so think twice. Is the money worth your life, your legacy? I'm trying to start a movement. Who will join with me? Who's
Come on, let's go.
Stop thinking about yourself. Here's the score. Sooner or later, one of yours will drop. Stop depending on a cop. How many more babies will be born addicted to that rock? Fainting from the womb, heading for the tomb at birth. Slogans like say no don't work. You can't hide this problem. It takes a whole community.
These fangled games take forever, man. It's irritating.
Treatment. That's concentrated what makes people seek it. Yo, there's got to be something wrong for someone to smoke on just a substance that is so strong that makes people sell their bodies, their babies, turning our city into a living hell. Yo, we gotta do something about this drug.
All right, hold on a sec. Something wrong. Y'all can't see the game.
You can't even make it to age 30 in America.
Hold on a sec. Y'all can't see the game.
America, wake up!
Yeah, this is BROTHA, the one-man show. So now you know. Can you feel the flow? The man with the plan.
Hold on a sec. I don't see the game.
Right now I'm about to get ill. back and relax.
Is that it? No.
Let it go, bro. Dead road.
It should say Dolphin 5.0.
None of you can fuck with me. Don't fuck on me.
Punks.
You can scan the Atlantic. All on the show.
But I bet no one. Nope. Then it's this one. There it is. There it is. All right, now we got it. We got it now. Scan the Atlantic.
All on the show. I bet no one. Rock like a big show. I'm broke dead road. And none of you punks out there. With the one man show.
Suck to me. Don't fuck on me.
You can scan the Atlantic. All on the show. I bet no one. Rock like
How you drive? It ain't doing nothing. Oh, snap. My bad, I got pulled up. Here we go. F with me. But there's no comparison, because suckers I'm harassing like a stalker. I'm dynamite like Jimmy Walker. From good times you can't define my time. Call a psychic hotline. Hit the 411 on the musician who's second to none. The only one who can't be beat. Who out there can defeat me? The human orchestra. The one man show. I shine sucker cruise like Mop and Glow.
I'm selfish, I hog the spotlight.
My beats and lyrics are always tight excitement. I ignite. I fight the good fight. I drive a sedan all day, stalk MCs all night. I'm not topical.
I'm not topical, but I'm more topical.
Then in Jamaican or Caribbean, breaking down anyone who dares to step up to the king of the underground sound. I'm bumping bodies like John Gotti. I'm the kid from uptown.
Can't none of you punks up there F with me.
None of you, it's up to me. Don't fuck on me. Cause I bet no one rocks like the big show of Baltimore.
Can't none of you punks out there F with me. You fuck with me.
Yeah.
Don't fuck on me.
Punks, you can scan the Atlantic all over Eastern Shore. I bet no one rocks like the big show of Baltimore. I'm broke, dead, broken. None of you punks out there F with me.
None of you.
It's up to me. Don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic all over Eastern Shore. I bet no one rocks like the big show. I'm broke, dead. Can you get enough of a young brother who's smelling the thuggish MCs with the weak vocals? You don't sound tough, yo, you sound local. Bragging about your guns, learn to fight, son. Stop whining, no one cares. Pull up your pants and comb your hair. What? Bragging about your learn to fight, son. Stop whining, no one cares. Pull up your pants and comb your hair.
And you might get a job, you slob, but now you want to keep swinging, so you keep bringing back into your life.
You won't pick up a book, my friend, till you're stuck in the pen.
For some hard times.
Then when you get out, you wanna rhyme. Sorry, clown.
I'm here to privilege that image.
Because being hard is doing right. Like walking away from a fight. Go back to school, find a church.
You won't be riding in the back of a hearse. By the way, college born on the liquor on the ground. Up your dead homies. Why not little widow? She might be lonely.
If you got a girl, why not commit?
Instead of banging everything that's broke on the strip.
Remember loose hips, sink ships, leave the hoes alone, leave the streets alone. Then think about picking up the microphone.
Because you punks.
You know, you suck to me. Don't fuck on me.
Let me tell you, D-Lady.
I love the Eastern Shore, but no one rocks like a big show. None of you. And raw. I say none of you. Hey, cause y'all chumps. But I bet no one. The big show. Oh, you gotta leave it? I said none of you. Hey, cause y'all chumps. But I bet no one. Yo, punks. What? I don't know. But I bet no one. The big show. Alright, here we go again. You can scan the Atlantic. But I bet no one. The big show.
I'm broke, dead road. And none of you punks out there.
None of you.
Don't fuck on me. Punk, you can scan the Atlantic. Along the Bet no one rock like the big show. I'm broke, damn rough.
Here we go.
One man show the thing, you know, he don't fuck. The brother coming to my house, bet no one rock like the big show. My rest of the soul, and I don't get bro, yeah, bro.
Come on, man.
Don't fuck on me.
You can scan the Atlantic along the Eastern Shore, but no one rocks like the big show of Baltimore. Alright, something wrong. I'm gonna play, but I can't play. What can I play?
Here with a remix. Y'all ain't like the first version. So, I put a concert together. Don't follow the beat. Follow the Tmobile, or you can't follow the rhyme. The human beat machine. The human orchestra. He feels like.
I don't have the patience for this. This takes too long
You
to
don't
load.
like me, then bite me. If you hate me, then debate
I'm ready to fight.
But to take my mic G, you gotta fight me.
Or ride or whatever.
For money.
Come on, man.
You gotta fight. Everyone wants to fight for a pie. That's the truth. Except for Laura Ann Landis or Dr. Seuss. Cause money and sex go hand in hand.
Come on,
But
baby.
he's a man. You gotta take a stand. Bring on the best MCs in the land. You say I'm different, but I'm just like you. I grew up.
Alright, heck with it. I don't play no more.
What I knew when to quit. I stayed legit while you hustled in the pit. I never got caught up in the start like you see. The keyboard is my gun. My pen is my knife. See, I know the game.
See, it freezing the computer? Oh, heck no. No, you gotta go. That mess out of here. You done turned us red again, dog on it.
But I keep creating. Ain't a damn thing that you can do. Bring your crew. I do them too.
Turn us red again.
I don't eat a thing.
Let me check on the chat.
And I rhyme better than Dr. Seuss. Think you got the juice to bring your loot, bring your juice. Here's a scoop. Scouting report says you got to.
Now it says very nice, Liz. I was out to dinner this last night broadcast. They said I went to bed. I was so tired. We're going out tomorrow night. We
You
have
don't
to work.
like me, then bite me.
Liz said I cooked last night. No fun. He said, what do you mean
You
when you
don't
say
like me, then
that
bite me.
the yellow from green?
Yo, I'm no better than you or anyone else. I don't front an image.
Let me explain, Liz. If you look at your screen, you can see at the top there's an orange bar going across. Look up near the top where it says live. See, it's in orange. Orange means that YouTube ain't 100% happy with it, but it's okay. Right? Yellow mean, oh Nelly, it's about to go bad. Red mean, you going left. Stop what you're doing, turn it off, start over. Now, you very seldom see yellow on the YouTube side, but on the thing I'm using called OBS, you got green, you got orange, you got yellow and red. You don't want to be red. Orange, you want to be green all the time. And that's the reason why I came down. And I was playing that game and we went red a couple times, but not like last night. So I don't know if I need to bring the bass down, because like I said, so y'all can still read the words, because really at 480, you really can't read the words well. And y'all know we do a lot of scriptures, and you know, when I'm reading the news stories to y'all, I want y'all to be able to read the words. So we're using a 6K bass, meaning we're using a big screen. We actually using 6,144 pixels by 3,072. Then it's being scaled down to 860. It's supposed to be 854. I took it to 860. 860 by 480. So it's being scaled down. So we not doing 480 to 480. We're actually doing 3,072 to 480. We just mushing it down before it go out. So hopefully y'all can read the words. I'm looking at the screen and I can read the words. Can y'all read the words? That's the most important thing. I'm worrying about, can y'all read the words? All right, they talking about cooking. and which don't bother me. Let's get back to the game. I want y'all to talk. All right. Now, let's try our favorite game. Oops. 32X. I keep forgetting I got Sega CD too. I keep forgetting about that. I got the Dreamcast and the other one too. I can't. Now, we just went, we're going between red and orange now. But we still showing orange on the YouTube. So that's good. Let's make it easy. Make it a fast game. We ain't gonna play it long. What we gonna use today? Gotta use my girl. We used Big Man last night. Oh, turn the music back on, Doc.
Myself, I get straight mad when I grab them like something comes over me. I'm ready to strike. I know my energy is open.
Alright, something wrong. The control not working. Oh Lord, it's crazy.
My hip, cause these wannabe balls. They players, they round players. Who couldn't carry my
control not working.
Can't none of you. I'm BROTHA, the leader of a pack. He's the weapon, king of the underground sound, the best around.
I don't believe this.
Let the world know about the 4-out wonder, meet the one man show.
Second configuration, 32X.
A soft gut,
controllers.
But I want the female.
Yeah, it is on it.
Drink too much, Uncle Gut. You can have them, keep them, freak them, feed them, but don't come around me. I don't want to meet them.
Up, down, left, right, B, C, A.
I know I'm arrogant. You think so? No. I'm just a fool who hates a-holes. That's putting their mouth. Don't know what they're talking about. Wait, I'm off track. Got another track.
All right,
So
there we go.
About the one-man show. And if you did cut, now you know.
Yo, beat me up, man. Take that.
And if you don't like me, then bite me.
That sidewalk slam with a man.
You don't like me, then bite me.
Ooh.
You don't like me, then bite me.
Give her that kick right in the mouth.
Yo, I didn't just wake up one day and say I'm gonna
Come on, Chico.
That dark stop and crack the floor system. I'm facing major resistance. I don't
Dump that chump.
Don't sound hard. But the hood out of start in an instant. Like a squat, my hit hard, strike hard, so swiftly.
Good night.
Those who I can do a on the same weather. Who saw you something like a roast on the coast. So what I say goes, I create my own flows. We can have it when we young bros.
Whee!
Won't stand by someone's ego. It's born for the last ride. No mercy, can't let no one slide. By the way, the girl still cooking. I heard her lips at the top looking.
The knees on her. Dump that chump. Oh. I said dump the chump. Put my energy back.
But it goes one ear and out the other. I can't make you listen. So what you gonna listen? I can't make you conceive. You don't want to believe. As you read, you're buried, obituary. Yeah, I'm coming. And you don't
like stuck around the building.
Then bite me.
Oh, dump that chump. Right in your mouth.
You don't like me, then bite me.
Come on, sir.
If you hate me, then debate
Jump out of here. Oh, dump that chump.
BROTHA with a one-man show. If you didn't know, you know a little more. I'm wearing these drums up. Make my own beats, make my own sound. I'm the best pound for pound. You know you wish you could rock like this. With no assist. You might need to learn how to fit, but you gotta admit. The beats I make hit. BROTHA, one-man show.
Ooh.
The total pack.
Ooh.
The human orchestra.
Ooh.
So you can follow along.
Can you get my beat, sir?
Think you better than me, you're wrong. I'm out.
Sir. Sir. Oh no, he's doing that crack. Look at that.
BROTHA, one-man show, so now you know.
Oh, I'm over there in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Coming at y'all a little differently. But I'm coming with the facts. You know I got the knack of telling it like it is.
Oh, it feels so good to play the game. Give me some of the stress. I got some bad news today.
Somebody tell me, why am I different? Why can't I see what no one else can? Why do I feel the urge to lead and not follow? If I'm not advising others, why do I feel hollow? Why am I there to share my opinion with hooligans who could care less? If I was in danger, so why do I try to help strangers? Somebody tell me why all my people so up. Are they crazy? Are they lazy? Or y'all just plain?
Good night.
Seriously though, when would a loser
dump that chump
become hip? Why do we stand by and let the government strip away the rights and privileges our parents fought for?
Oh, you a sneaky little thing.
Years ago, my people had to
no good
with the Triple K and Jim Crow laws that said
I walk slam for the man, Monkey Road.
Doesn't that sound strange? 40 years later, things haven't changed. But you naively front an attitude when stopped by a racist cop who only sees you as an outcast. A black man is that last on the scales of justice. The man took trouble and you abandon your fellow man. Don't you understand? He doesn't care about you until you move next door or street. Cause there's poor of a daughter at the flip of a quarter. He will and can decide to think you're in America, son. You can't escape by getting high or getting drunk. Come on, black males.
Oh, dump that shit.
Men are punks. It's time to wake up.
Good night.
No one else can a black man need to take a stand. All I'm saying is, you know you don't wrong. The black, you don't wrong, you take back.
Dump that chump. How can I see what no one else can?
Somebody tell me why are women attracted to losers? Why are men attracted to sluts? Why is a man who handles his business boring?
Dump that chump. Oh, dump the boss man. Oh, dump him again.
My people, what's up? Why these guys risk their life and freedom? Behind you only want to spend the drug.
Sidewalk slam on the boss man.
For these dealers who could be shot or locked up at any time. Who's gonna raise them? What's up, black people? What's up? Black women, stop selling yourself short. Stop playing up with men who use the sex as a sport. Stop trying to change the rebel in the hood. He may be great in bed, but he's no good as a mate. Say the man who respects.
I gotta go to the bathroom, y'all.
So bad with me. I know I'm pretty.
And I got something to tell y'all when I come back.
What you already know.
If you still here now, yeah, I got some bad news today. I got some bad news today.
When you meet a man, you should take it slow. Tell yourself like a lady. That man with that Mercedes or Lex isn't worth the time. If he doesn't respect you as a queen, you are loving. A poor man who loves you back is not solid. So be satisfied. You can't tame a flair who only tells you lies. Black women, my sisters, wake up. We need to wake up. That's all I'm saying.
Can't find it.
No one else can. The black man, he can make our plan. Come on, mama, just what can I see what no one else can? The black man, he can take a stand. I ain't trying to preach no,
that's not it.
No, if you lay up with a guy for years, you have a kid with him, 2 kids with him, if he don't
that's not it.
One or two, why you gonna have more with him? I'm tired of being able to go out here and hold. Get up off your butt and do something. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have a little assured.
Oh, that's the banners. Where's that?
You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, take us to church. I mean, really study the word. When you do those things, the devilish material items out here won't have no effect on you. They won't phase you.
No big deal.
Let me say the third verse. Don't pick on the women. It's time to talk to the black businessman. You know who you are. Black businessman. Can you show me how you got to the top? I drop my pride if you're meant to me like someone did for you. Or are you scared to say your secret thought of fear that I might excel and reach a higher level than you, sir? You're a role model for the community, but you pack up and leave the city for the suburbs, not giving any thought to the people you leave behind. Who you grew up with, you abandon those who can benefit, learn, but no you turn and follow the man who treats you like a pet. As long as he has more things than you, he'll parade you around like a puppet on a string. He's a black man who made it your savior. I tell you, you can get out the ghetto if you're excused until he gets tired, or he gets fired, or something's missing. He'll get the meeting efficient, so they find a way to bring you down. Then you want to come back around the way. but you get no spray in the hood. Now you're scared because no one cares if you live or die because you sold out for a pick from up high. Wake up, black businessman, black man in general. My black women, wake up. Why can't I see what no one else can? The black man, you can make up plan. Why am I different? Why can't I see what no one else can? The black man, you can take a stand. Rodero, why can't I see what no one else can? The black man, you can make up plan. I'm coming at you real. Why can't I see what no one else can? I'm telling you, you don't want to hear you take a stand. Too bad. Stop doing what you're doing. See what no one else can. The black man, you can make up plan. You know better until you become accountable for ourselves. Stop rationalizing. You know what they're doing by telling people what no one else can. The black man, they can't make it. They can't look. I'm different. What can I see what no one else can? The black man, you can take a stand. I'm a different. What can I see what no one else can? The black man, you can make up plan. You wake up. Rodero, the one man show. So now you know. The black man is take a stand. I want to know what can I see what no one else can. The black man needs to wake up, black man. Come together. Hand in hand, unite. We can win the fight.
Yeah, this Rodero. So now you know.
All right, y'all, I'm back.
Real shit. Feel bad.
I ain't pause in a minute. Pull the chat up. No, it's bad now. It's bad. I called the Department of Housing, and they got an automated system. And they ask you for some of the numbers of your social security number and your birth date, and I put it in. I did it 6 times. And they kept saying, you're not here. I'm like, wait a minute. So I called back for the 7th time and finally was able to talk to somebody. And I told the lady, I said, look, man, I used your thing like 5 or 6 times. Why am I not on the list? It's been over a month. She said, it takes 60 days. What is it about Baltimore City that everything takes 60 days? That's the first part of the bad news. The second part, I wish I hadn't asked. I asked her, once you get on the list, how long? I knew what you meant, Naya. How long does it take before you get a place? And what she said broke my heart. Made me want to go jump out the window. Throw myself down the stairs. She said anywhere from 4 to 7 years. 4 to 7 years. 4 to 7 years. The waiting list that long to get into the Welcome to the Territory projects. No wonder they don't leave. 4 to 7 years. If I waited 4 to 7 years to get something, I wouldn't leave it neither. I asked her, so I said, okay, well, what about the Section 8 program? I can apply for that. She said Section 8 ain't been taking nobody new since 2015. Y'all don't believe me? Y'all can call yourself. Baltimore Department of Housing. I said, there ain't no chance to get 4 to 7. So then I went and I asked somebody who I knew had it. I called him. Well, her. I called her. She said she waited 8 years to get Section 8. 8 years. Which, the Section 8 would be the icing on the cake. I can do without Section 8. But the public housing, you pay less than $200 a month. You understand what I'm saying? That beautifully. But the Section 8 would take that to nothing. You pay like $1 or $2 if you were in public housing. I think you don't pay nothing for rental. You pay like $10, something like that. So I'm like, man. The only good news is I applied for all 4 different kinds. They got 4 different kinds. They got the kind where you might have steps. And they're probably going to be the low risers. Then they got the kind where you need special ramps. Like if you're in a wheelchair or a power chair, you need ramps. So most likely you're going to be on the ground floor, or they're going to have an elevator. A building with an elevator, and they got a ramp you can ride up and get into the building, and then you go get on the elevator and go to your apartment. Then you got the kind where you need somebody to live in with you. So you got to have quarters for your living caretaker. That one really hard to get. And then you got the ones for when you are deaf or blind. They got special apartments for deaf and blind people. I applied for all 4 of them, but the easiest one is the final one, the mixed building. The mixed building is when it's a mix of everything I just said, all in one high rise. It's a mix of everything. You might have old people, you might have handicapped people, you might have blind people, people in wheelchairs, people in scooters. Everybody mixed in. You might be kids living in the building. So the mixed building is the easiest one to get in, she said. So I applied for the mixed building. And also she said efficiencies. If you apply for an efficiency, it's easier to get in. Luckily I applied for that. But I'm really discouraged, man. 8 years. You ain't kidding. Yeah, she waited 8 years. But guess what? She living out there in the county, and she got a nice, I found her for her. I found her a nice 1-bedroom house. And it sit by itself, but she got all that grass around her. Oh, man. I was going to do the same for myself. And they closed down the Section 8. The minute I got approved for the SSDI, I went down there to apply for it. They said it's closed. I'm like, what? They closed it in my face. In my face, y'all. They got a brutal winter storm in Kansas City. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, but okay. Let me see. I don't know why he's telling me that. This is an eBay seller. Guy just offered me a pair of size 11 inline skates. He asked for $20 and $10 shipping. But I had to tell him I can't do it because I only got $15. But I was hoping to talk him down. I was hoping to talk him down further. I was just texting him, and I just told him, I said, I only got 15. He ain't gonna text back. That's more bad news. I don't know. I might write him back and ask him if I give him the 15 now and give him the other 10 at the beginning of the month. Could he wait for it? say? What $25? I don't want no rollers. I want the inline now. I watch some videos on them. I want the inline. I want to bust my butt. I watch the videos and I want to try the inline skates. And the inline skates are cheaper than roller skates. Why are they cheaper? It's like all the wheels are right there in the same row, and all you gotta do is practice your balance. And they're all in a row. You ain't got a wheel here and a wheel there and the wheel there, and a rock hit a wheel here, knock you on your feet. They all right there. You hit a crack. If one go, they all go. But I'm gonna try a pair of inline out. If I had to wait till the third, I'd wait till the third. I had thought about them heelys, but it seemed like you don't go too far. It's like, you know, you run and then you coast for like 3 seconds and then you run again and you coast. I'm like, I'd rather just glide. You know, just give me a glide. 1 glide, 2 glide, 1 glide, 2 glide. You know, why you got me glide, glide, glide. Or you just can't, you know, push off one time and glide, you know? You know, I ain't trying to be one of them people out there, you know, you know, and feet just bam. I ain't trying to, you know, do 50 miles per hour. I'm just saying, I just want to coast. So we on level ground, and we going downhill. I watched some videos on how to brake. My only concern is going uphill. And I think I can get uphill easier in the inline than I can in the roller skate. That's my concern. And I've been practicing the crossover. I've been practicing the T-stop. Y'all probably saying you ain't got no skates. Well, you tried barefoot. I actually been trying to do all the different things that I see them doing. So when they actually come, and luckily I got hardwood floors. And if I start from right here and go all the way into the kitchen, that's probably 50. That's probably about I can probably go maybe 28 feet. So before I even try to go outside, I'm gonna make sure, and I'm actually gonna stay in them. While I'm woke, I'm gonna have them on my feet while I'm in the house, and I'm gonna get used to them just like you get used to walking. I'm actually gonna get used to them, and then I'm going to throw them in the dolly cart that y'all got me, and I'm gonna walk to a track or a park, whatever I come across first. And I'm going to go at night when nobody out there. And I'm going to go, and I ain't coming home until I'm riding home. I ain't walking home. I can tell you that. I ain't coming back until I'm going to make sure Davey got enough food and water. I ain't coming back in the house till I can ride home confidently. Like I said, I remember for some reason, my feet never squared up with the wheels. I could never get comfortable on the pair of skates. That's why with them all in a row, you just put all your weight on that one spot and let whatever going to overhang. But at least it's going to be level. Rather than it's a wheel here, it's a wheel there, a wheel back there, a wheel back there. And like I said, if you hit something, once you hit it on the first wheel, you got a chance to jump up and do something. Whereas on a roller skate, it's just going to drag. And that dragging can put you in your face. I've been watching video after video. Active shooter in Chicago. Now, see, that's a daggone shame. You know, let's go check it out. You know, I've been trying to let the news build up. I don't know if y'all noticed. Hold on, let me turn this off here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I've been letting the news build up. And I let World Star build up. You said YouTube personality shot by security guard. I don't know. I'm not sub to him. YouTuber personality shot by security guard. Well, what do you know? What area or what town? Let me go to ABC. Where are you getting this from, Naya? Because I've been trying to let the news build up. All right, this is my station right here. Let's see if they got anything on it. Man arrested for murdering his mother on Valentine's. Oh, that'd have been a great day. Power girls, wheels. Yeah, it's some good stories here. It's definitely some good stories here. Let me bookmark this. I might turn this into a news show. I just washed like 4 shirts, and one of them ain't ready yet. That's why I'm not cammed up. All right, so it's bookmarked. Where it go? Paste. Uh-oh. Delete. You are killing me, sir. You know that? You're killing me. Let's try this again. Copy. Paste. All right, so we got that copied. Okay, so let's back out of here. Let's just go to ABC News US. You know, it automatically took me there to my town. All right. So ABC News. All right, ABC breaking news. What is it? Yeah, active shooter reported. Let's get it. Let's get it, everybody. Shooting was reported in Aurora. Is that in New York or it's Illinois? Police in Illinois are responding to a cause of an active shooter in Aurora. The city of Aurora is located about 40 miles east of Chicago. The active shooter was first publicly confirmed by the city on their Twitter account. The Chicago field office of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the ATF, announced in a tweet that it was responding to the active shooter reports. Alert, there is an active shooter near Highland and Archer. Aurora police are on the scene. More information will be available soon. This is a breaking story. Please check back for updates. Whoa, I just found something else, Naya. I might have to use this. Mm-hmm. Oh, these questions look easy. All right, let me bookmark this. I want to bookmark this. That would be great. Okay, copy, paste. All right, let me get rid of that. Wait, somebody see it. All right, let me go back to Naya here. Oh, you said it came from the CNN. Yeah, but is anybody on the scene? But you said Chicago. Hold on a sec. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Well, because you didn't tell me it was from Chicago. I should have thought of that. I should have went to Chicago. ABC News. Chicago. Chirac. Here we go. All right, let me check it.
Bring your family and experience all the birthday fun at Build-A-Bear Workshop. Free friends, outfits, and accessories each sold separately.
It blocked me. See that wall at the bottom?
Aurora to stay sheltered. Again, passing along real-time information at this point. Officials are asking the public on the west side of Aurora to stay sheltered since the search continues for the shooter or possibly shooters. We don't know if we're talking about a single person or multiple people. The schools on the west side of Aurora are now on lockdown. As we have been saying, parents, you should continue to watch for information coming from your schools via social media or on air right here. And there will be modified pickup times and different locations perhaps. We know that there are activities going on after school. All of that is right now up in the air. Again, passing this information on. Please stay tuned to your school district for more information.
If you're just joining us, there's an active shooter situation out in Aurora. The bottom right of your screen there under the time and the temperature, that's a cross-street location for you. So the address is near Kensington and South Highland Avenue. We're also, it looks like Alan Krzyzewski said that he saw a lot of, he comes in sometimes from the west suburbs, and on I-88 he's seeing even more state police now and suburban police responding to this scene. So there is a lot of help going there. We want to go back to Chuck here. You see some firefighters, Chuck, and it looks like more SWAT walking up to the scene. What do you got?
Well, one of the reasons that they're continuing to move in here is because the gunman's not been taken into custody, and in addition to what we're being told officially is multiple civilians have been wounded. We have also now, we can tell you that our reporting partner, the Daily Herald, is saying 4 Aurora police officers have been wounded as well. And the suspected shooter is still at large. But so we know that there's a number of people in the facility or potentially outside of the facility, civilians who were shot, and Daily Herald now saying 4 Aurora police officers wounded as well.
Wait, repeat that, Chuck? That's new information.
4 City of Aurora police officers wounded and multiple civilians wounded. The civilian aspect of that, we have been told officially. The Daily Herald, our reporting partner in the suburbs, reporting now 4 Aurora police officers wounded.
Oh, wow. Devastating news. My goodness. Chuck Gowdy and the I-Team with new information now. We now have reports of several injuries in this building, including 4 Aurora police officers.
Yes, and multiple civilians. Right now, we have Jeff Kramer, who is a security expert, on the phone with us. Jeff, I know you're probably watching this unfold as we are with this picture from Chopper 7 HD. Talk to us a little bit about the response that you were seeing so far and what you can gauge from all of that.
Sure. I mean, you get to say the response, so far has been impressive. These are always difficult situations, and by definition, always a surprise and unknown. But Aurora police are very professional, and they've responded accordingly. The difficult part now, in addition to the individuals who have been reported to have been injured, including police officers, is setting up some sort of perimeter, and you hope it's not too wide, where people can still go about things and not be necessarily locked in their homes. But it depends on basically how wide the perimeter needs to be set up at this time.
And Jeff, we got word of this probably roughly right around 2 o'clock. I'm looking at the clock. It is 2:48 right now. Knowing the process and knowing what first responders have to go through in responding to a massive situation like this in such a large complex, can you kind of give us an insight what is going on right now as they're going into this building?
And the difficult part now is making sure there's no one else in there. In other words, if there was an individual or individuals, that's the first thing. You don't know what you're going to encounter there, other than perhaps more individuals who have been injured. But for officers going in for their safety, for the safety of people still in there, you need to make sure there are no other potential suspects, no conspirators, etc., still in the premises. Once that's done, at least you've confined the damage or the injuries to that location at that moment. The concern, the fear, if you have one or more people on the loose, is to track them down, obviously, as quickly as possible, so it doesn't spread out from that location.
And Jeff, we're trying to get as much information as we can about this company and just how large this building is. But you can take a look at that picture that we have from Chopper 7 HD, how large this complex. That must be very difficult for first responders.
You're spot on. When you have a complex like that is so vast, it's not confined by any definition. We're not sure how many rooms are in there, how many places are in there where someone can hide. But that's the initial challenge for law enforcement, is to literally search every nook and cranny while getting the civilians out, to making sure there's no one left in there.
Jeff Kramer, our security expert, joining us on the phone. Jeff, if you're a first responder, police officer, this call goes out of a potential shooting or an active shooting in this building, and you're one of the few officers who arrive, and we're being told, the I-team reporting, 4 officers have been shot. How does that unfold when you get to a building like this? And I know you talked a little bit about it, but do they go in together? Do they have a plan to approach an active shooter in a building like this?
They absolutely have a plan. It's certainly a force like Aurora. And they practice this, they rehearse this with other police force, with federal, state, and local authorities. So while there is a plan, that's different in practicing it versus the real thing. So we can only imagine what first responders are going through.
I'm trying to size this.
By the fact that some of them have been reported to have been injured. So you go in full force. You know the dangers.
And then I can watch the chat.
Chat with you. Go with your training and experience.
Right there, you can see, just stay on the phone with us, but you can see at the bottom of your screen, that is according to our Daily Herald, our news partner out there in the western suburbs, 4 Aurora police officers have been shot, multiple civilians injured in this shooting. Again, it is happening at this Henry Pratt building.
401 South Highland.
Yeah, so that is the address, and that's the picture that we have been looking at this afternoon. We have not seen any of this activity going on with the wounded coming out. So, Jeff, looking at the response, and that's all we can do at this point, looking at the response all around that complex, the ATF now on the scene, FBI on the scene, how can you gauge from that just how serious the situation is?
It's hard not knowing the details, but I think it's safe to say, just given the number of individuals who've been reported to be hurt, that the suspect or suspects were certainly heavily armed because they were approached by multiple officers. As you indicated,
all right, now I'm going to put a chat up.
ATF and FBI on the scene, which again is standard procedure.
We want to interrupt you here when we appreciate, I know you're going to stay on the phone with us, but we do have a new witness.
Yeah, John Probst is on the phone with us right now. Apparently he ran out of the building when this is all happening. John, can you hear us? It's Judy and Rob.
Now it says,
John, thank you for jumping on the phone with us. First of all, are you safe? Where are you
right now? It's developing, not a lot of details. BT, have you heard about the Indian gas stations trying to poison America? No, I haven't. That's terrible, Liz. Oh, no, I just said that.
What happened, John? Tell us what happened.
Liz said, with the drinks they sell, said, I don't know if the news has addressed it yet, but it's big in my town. Possible injections. I said they will bankrupt themselves. How weird is that? They said, I just groomed my dog. He literally just rolled himself in mulch. I said, apparently a lot of people have gotten sick, especially from the alcoholic beverages. Not sure how they do it, but it's scary.
Can you describe him and what you saw?
Liz, what town are you from?
Well, what I saw was the guy running down the aisle and with a pistol and with a laser on it.
Okay, and where, and which part of the building, because we're not really familiar with inside of this building, where are we talking about right now when you see the shooter?
I was all the way in the back, and
And like I said, we were just scared more so than anything.
Did you recognize him, John?
Yeah.
You did recognize the shooter?
Yes, I did.
Is he a coworker of yours?
Yeah.
And can you tell me, and we don't need to reveal any sort of name, was he upset recently? What can you tell me about this man?
I think it was upset because I think, well, I don't know for a fact.
Oh.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think...
I'm sorry, y'all. I took that time.
I have to think that you were pretty shaken up at this point.
Give me a
How
second
many
here.
people, can you tell me,
other...
were in that area at this time that you see the shooter? How many people did you see get wounded?
I don't even feel like doing it. Just give me the other camera.
I don't know how many got wounded.
There I am.
One guy from the back of us that he started opening.
Just give me the webcam.
Room, and he's been shooting everybody, so...
And this is and John, this is a coworker of yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
John, this is
Can you
Chuck
turn the light
County at ABC7. If I could just break in here for a moment to ask you, you described this as a pistol. Did you see that he had any other weapons on him?
I don't know.
Hey.
Like I said, as soon as I see the green thing and I heard the shot, we left.
You didn't see that he had
I see what Liz
any
said.
kind of an ammo belt or any other weapons over his shoulder?
No, because I
okay.
I heard it, I took off.
Did you know this person to be a gun owner? Did you ever see him with guns at work?
Nah, yeah.
No.
I was in the bathroom washing my face.
Well,
and I heard them say
that's true. Today,
4 police officers got shot.
He's broken a lot of rules. Did when this individual
so he shot people and he shot 4 police officers, and they can't find him.
That this was somebody who was capable of doing this?
Apparently, you know, something like this that have to worry me what. I don't know personally.
129 schools is on lockdown. That means you know it's 4 o'clock. I don't know what time it is in Chicago, but them kids get ready to go home and they can't go home.
Okay.
John, you said you saw a person who appeared to be bleeding or injured. Can you tell me about your fellow co-workers? Did some of them appear to be down or hurt?
Well, he told me that he started opening up and he got shot in the arm because as soon as he started opening up, he took off running.
Wait, the suspect told you he got shot?
No, the guy that...
I got you.
The guys that were coming in the office.
Okay.
Did you see any police officers who were wounded?
No, because we came out the back door.
Okay, so John, so you and your coworkers then immediately ran out the back door. Now, on your way out the back door, did you hear any more gunshots?
Yeah, and then we were standing outside, and then I heard like more again. I went up to the house somewhere.
I can't even imagine.
Are you with a couple of your other coworkers? Were you the only one who managed to get out, or was there several of you just getting out?
No, another guy.
You and another guy?
Yeah.
John, how many people do you believe you actually saw who were shot and wounded?
Well, I know of 5 of the shoes.
Since they ain't showing nothing, let me do this for YouTube.
In the office.
And was there any discussion about why those individual people were shot?
No, he just said he wanted ballistic. The one guy
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, an allowance is made for purposes as a criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
What kind of a gun it was he had? Was it a 9mm or?
That I couldn't tell you. Because like I said, I did look at it. I just see like a green laser, and that was it. And then we heard the shot.
Could you tell if it had an extended clip on it?
I couldn't tell you because, like I said, you could make moves.
Well, I don't blame you for that. You did the right thing by getting out of there.
Yeah.
Chuck is joining Judy and me talking to John Probst, who was in the building at the time of this shooting. John believes this man, says he recognized this man, that he was a co-worker. of his. John, how are you doing? We appreciate you sharing this information, but how are you holding on?
Okay, just nervous and scared, because you want to think you never think this will happen.
Yeah, that is true. It is so scary to just listen to your account. John, we have been also trying to find a little bit more information about the company. Can you tell us how many people, how many workers, employees would have been in the building at this time?
Well, I mean, I could probably get you a pretty accurate count. Let me just go through how many people there is.
Okay, well, we appreciate that because we haven't been able to get too much information about the company itself and how many employees would have been inside the building when the shooting happened.
Okay. No, just in our building. No.
And again, we're talking to John Probst. He is our very
I'm trying to figure out how many there is.
Okay, I'll give you a minute there, John. Thank you.
Okay.
John Probst, who got out of this building and heard shots, says he saw what looked like a green laser coming from the pistol of the shooter, who is a co-worker, and you ran out the back door. I think John's still trying to get some information for us on how many of his coworkers.
Rob, before we let him go, we should also talk to him about what the layout of the building is inside, because that will give some help as to what the police are doing in there, how difficult it is for them to actually find this guy.
Yeah, that is what we have been talking about. Okay, John, we've lost him for a minute. We're going to try to reestablish with John, again, our very first witness from inside the building here, and Henry Pratt, who came on the phone with us and described what he was able to witness at this moment in real time. Glad that he is okay and he made it out with a couple of co-workers, but at this point we can report that we know 4 City of Aurora officers, police officers, have been injured in this shooting, and also multiple civilian casualties reported. Again, we heard about this emergency call with an active shooter inside the Henry Pratt Company in Aurora, coming through right about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I should also mention that schools in the area remain on that lockdown at this point. So parents and families, please continue to keep an eye on the situation there with your school district in terms of times and locations.
We're getting an update right now with the school district. District 129 Superintendent on the phone with us. Superintendent, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Jeff, can you hear us?
I can, yeah.
This is Jeff Craig, Superintendent, District 129. My goodness, thank you for joining us. Tell us about your staff and students.
Well, this is unnerving. Obviously, for them, this is not a normal operation on any day of the week. But we were alerted to the fact that there was a situation in our community.
I knew something didn't look right.
Nearby some of our schools with approximately
I knew something didn't look right.
About 13,000 students with about 1,700 employees. And so we were advised by the Kane County Sheriff to go into a soft lockdown for a couple of our most immediate schools, and then probably within about 10 minutes, we were advised to send our entire district, all 18 schools, into a soft lockdown, which means that teaching and instruction continues, but movement is limited. And then all traffic in the building and all traffic going out of the building has been absolutely shut off, just to make sure that we know who's in our buildings and keeping our kids and our staff safe.
Now, Superintendent, at this moment, it is 3:02 in the afternoon. What time would have been your normal dismissal, and then what are your plans right now?
So we start off about 2:20 with our elementaries, and then roughly 3 o'clock with our high school, and then our middle schools are about 3:45. So roughly every 40-minute intervals. And so right now everybody is in a hold in place, and our plans, once we get the all clear from the state and federal agencies, that we will begin a dismissal, start with our elementaries and our special education facility, and then our second tier would be our high school, and then we'll follow by our middle school and then our West Rural Learning Center. And approximately 40-minute intervals, and we'll follow a normal dismissal process. But
Superintendent Craig,
it's holding in place.
We appreciate
Superintendent, we have some encouraging news, at least from the Aurora Police Department, now that the gunman has been taken into custody. So it would appear as though at least the immediate threat is over, although the police, I would presume, are not going to give you and your their school district and the people who live around there the all clear until they can make sure that he acted alone.
Chuck, is he alive?
And that they say he's in custody. That's all we know at this point. Don't know whether there was a shootout that resulted in him being taken into custody, or whether he is perhaps in custody and gravely wounded. But in any event, the man identified as the shooter, presumably the one that we've been talking about the last 10 minutes, this employee who came in about an hour and a half ago with a pistol, has been taken into custody, according to what Aurora police are now saying.
All right, Chuck Addy, with that very late information to us, the gunman apparently in this situation right now has been taken into custody. Superintendent, are you still on the phone with us?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, so this is Superintendent Jeff Craig with District 129, and you're hearing that information as we are at this point. So how are you keeping in touch with all of the parents and families of your 13,000 students at this point?
We're using our voice blast and our emergency messenger and our email and our Facebook page and all of our social media platforms to be able to communicate. So we just sent a couple of different messages, let them know what is happening. Then we'll talk about what our potential dismissal process looks like and just try and keep them abreast of current information as we know it.
Superintendent, a busy afternoon for you. We appreciate you spending just a few minutes with us on the phone. I know you have a lot of work to do to get your staff and students and parents safely home. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
You're certainly welcome. Appreciate it.
Okay. Breaking news, if you're just joining us, the I-Team is reporting Aurora police have taken a shooter into custody. Condition unclear. We don't know if there was a shootout, but this... some relief. My goodness, we've got a long way to go here because we're being told 4 Aurora police officers have been shot, multiple civilians have been shot, but this shooter, this person who would do something like this, is now in custody.
All right, we have John Probst back on the phone with us. John is our first witness who jumped on the phone with us, who was inside the building when all of this broke out, and he ran out the back door. John, are you back on the phone with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so John, I don't know if you heard the news, but we were just able to confirm that the shooter in this case has been taken into custody. That is all we know at this point, but that's a little bit of relief right now. But I want to get back. I want to get back to our conversation from a little earlier. Are you able to confirm to us at this point approximately how many employees would have been inside the building? And can you take us through a little bit?
Probably 30 people total.
Say that again?
About 30 people total.
30 people total at this point when the shooting happened. And John, talk to us a little bit also about how big and this building is and how difficult for first responders to make their way through this building.
It's huge. That's all it's huge.
John Probst,
They're parts of the building.
Okay.
John, is it broken up into small areas where somebody could hide?
Well, they're pretty big.
So it's like a large factory type floor?
Yeah, it's like storage because we got them all a lot of racks and stuff.
You said you know that you work with this shooter.
Yeah.
How old is he? Can you give us an age? Is this a young man, an older gentleman?
I would say, I guess probably in his 30s, 40s.
What's your reaction that they got this guy? Yeah.
There's some indication that he was initially reported as being down before taken into custody. So it's possible that he was indeed wounded and then arrested, but we've only got confirmed that he's in custody at this point.
That's new information coming from Chuck Gowdy and the I-Team as they continue to gather these details.
It was just scary because one of the guys got shot. We stopped the car and that took him to the hospital.
As we watch this, and John Probst is a witness who saw this shooter, says he worked with the shooter and then got out of that building, the shooter holding a pistol and saw a green type laser. What we're seeing here now would back up what Chuck has reported, that this shooter is in custody. These ambulances now moving in. This would be the next phase, Chuck. These first responders probably have to treat some people.
Right, this is what we've been waiting for. The best sign that indeed the authorities believe that this is at least safe for this to happen, if not all clear at some point soon, taking these ambulances from where they had been staged down the block, trying to get them closer to people who may still be wounded on the inside. You know, we were told earlier that there may have been people transported on the early side of this whole thing unfolding. The hospitals in the area putting triage plans into effect. Rush Copley Hospital with a code, what they call a code yellow, anticipating a large number of people from...
And Chuck, we've got an update from them. 2 patients taken to Rush Copley.
Okay.
Yeah, that just came in, and Judy has another update. There was another hospital who was able to
area hospitals there, Amita Health there, Mercy received, they said that they already received a few patients, and they are prepared to receive more.
So, Chuck, they're getting ready.
The total should be probably, you know, at least 5 or 6 people, just based on what we're officially told by the authorities, between the number of police officers who were wounded and the number of civilians who were wounded. And if you put that with what John has told us about what he saw, it's multiple victims here today. We don't know conditions at this point. I've not been told that. Only that there have been a number of people wounded in this. But certainly it can't be overstated that an hour and a half, or what would it be, almost 2 hours since it started, the authorities have now managed to take the shooter into custody, and there have been no reports of gunfire since that happened.
A tremendous work by the men and women who are down there right now and have been, and who took this shooter into custody. We've watched there, and as we get some focus here, those doors, now police are standing there, not seeking shelter behind those armored vehicles, and we'll see maybe there, Judy, if they start bringing out victims. That seems to be the door they're focused on.
John, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Was there a security presence at that plant? Are there armed guards there?
No.
Any security officers at all?
No.
Did you ever think about that?
No, because I've been there, I've worked there for going on 32 years, and never had nothing like this happen.
Well, hopefully it'll be the first and last time for you to go through this.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, John worked there for 42 years. My goodness. So, and this employee, this shooter who you say was a coworker, how long had he worked there?
How did you say Gary worked there? 15?
Okay, so
15, I guess. I don't know.
Been there for some time.
John is talking, I believe, with a coworker who ran out the back door.
Was he currently employed there, or was he on some kind of suspension? He was not on a suspension or some discipline?
No, I don't know what happened. Like I said, it was just...
Did anybody offer, was there discussion about that particular individual today? Did anybody say that he had made threats or to be on the lookout for him?
He didn't make any threats or nothing.
John, what is your schedule? Do you get in the morning, and did this shooter, did you see him this morning as you started your day, or did he appear?
Yeah, he walked right by us. Yeah, because he's in the same end of the building I am.
So this morning you saw the shooter just walking in like a normal day?
Yeah, working, and
Did he have a bag with him? Did you notice?
I don't know.
So what time, John, take us through a little bit of the timeline here. What time would this suspected shooter have reported to work this morning?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the morning, and you saw him. It seemed like a normal work day. And then, was there a lunch break at some point? And
well, we get breaks, 10-minute breaks, and then lunch. And...
So you work you come in at your 7 a.m. shift, and then what time's your day over?
3:30.
3:30. So this happened during his shift?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did he do there?
He was an assembly.
Assembly?
Do you have an assembly line, or are these?
No, just you assemble rows, one at a time.
Okay.
do you know, and I don't know that you have the answer to this, but would you know at some point, would he have walked out to the parking lot, to a vehicle, and then came back?
Like I say, I'm at the other end of the building.
Okay.
An Aurora resident? This person, do you know, did he live out there?
Yeah, he lives in Aurora.
Okay. So if you said you were at the other end of the building from his work position?
Well, no, he works just probably 80 yards from me. 80. I mean, he's just. Oh.
You saw him every day?
Yeah, every day.
But then at some point he ended up closer to you during this incident than the 80 yards?
He walked by me when they went up to the front. He walked right, I'd say within 20 feet. Yeah, I mean, going up the aisle, and then next thing you know, from one of the other guys on the back and said that he saw open fire.
Did he look at you when he walked by?
No, I just went up front like, you know, when you go walk up front to the office or whatever.
Why do you think you didn't get shot?
Because he was up there upstairs, and when the guy came down and said something, as soon as we heard shots, we took off out the back door.
Well, this is John Probst, who was in the building at the time of the shooting. He says it was his coworker, someone who worked there perhaps 15 years. John is a 42-year veteran of working there. We want to let viewers know that the chopper is going to have to move here.
Yeah, it has to refuel. It has been on the scene for us since this happened. So chopper is going to go away for a little bit to refuel for us. Right now, we are going to show you some video from earlier when we first came onto the air, when we first heard the calls come in. John, thank you so much for being on the phone with us. I mean, he is the first witness that we were able to get on the phone from inside the building. As soon as this happened, he and a couple of co-workers were able to make their way out the back door, he said, of the building and run to safety at a nearby house. And then he hopped on the phone with us to describe to us what he was able to see.
You're looking at some video taken earlier from Chopper 7 HD. Chopper 7 HD will return to the airport, refuel, and we'll get her back up to get you some more live pictures. But this video recorded a few moments ago. This is when police were moving closer to that those double doors you see at the top middle of your screen. And now there are ambulances and fire trucks that are allowed to move closer, Judy, so that gives them a chance to perhaps help out those who are injured inside.
So I think John may be still on the phone with us. John, are you still there?
Yeah.
So now, right now, can you see, I know you're sheltered inside a house. Can you see out the window? Is the activity looking any different? And what are you seeing right now in terms of the first responders?
Right now, there's just a couple police officers that came here. There was a whole bunch of them earlier. They went around the building, I think.
John, is that just a stranger's house? You said you ran out of there. And is that, could we talk to that gentleman who let you in his house?
Oh, yeah, he is.
Hello, sir. It's Rob Elgis and Judy Sue with ABC7. We're live on the air. You let this gentleman into your home. Did he come running to your house? What happened?
Oh, no. So I was working from home, and I happened to notice just outside the front there was a police officer with a wrench, and his lights were on in the vehicle, so I saw the light first. And then I took a peek outside, and I noticed that John and his friend...
You say making a murder.
...that they were outside and both had no coats. And the police officer had instructed them to stay where they were, but it's like 16 degrees outside, so I let them in. I figured they were safe since the police officer was kind of guarding them to begin with. So I just let them in, and we've been holding up here trying to keep these guys warm.
All right, y'all, let's go try out her link.
And as you've heard Johon talk to us about what he saw, and this happening not far from you, what are you thinking right now?
It's just very surprising, you know, it's a regular work day, and then
all right, we gotta go back. What the heck is that? What the heck? but it's already paused. Let's do this real quick, y'all. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, an allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-private educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And make sure it's covered up. Hey.
Where are you? Please don't take my children.
Please don't take my children!
How have you been feeling? Have you been sleeping any better? Rough. Then again, I never slept well before. I was condition. Condition? It's called pregnancy. It's okay to say it out loud. Something's happened. Can you just please drive? Did you see something? What's going on?
People describe seeing an entity that takes on the form of your worst fears.
Oh my God, what are you looking at? What did you see? What's wrong with you? Please stop it!
Ooh.
You can't stay here.
Every contact we have had with the outside has brought us death.
Your kids, they deserve hope.
Every single decision I have made has been for them. Listen to me. We're going on the trip now. It's going to be rough. If you hear something in the woods, you tell me. If you hear something in the water, you tell me. Under no circumstance are you allowed to take off your blindfold. Did you hear that? Creatures.
How do people think of these crazy movies? How I get rid of this? How I get rid of this? Did I hit that button? Hit escape. Okay, that was okay, let me look at the chat here. Like I said, I was into this story for the first time he released Liz. I had to be extra bored to watch this new series. Me too, Naya. I watched half of the second story. There was a Bird Box challenge going on to Bird Box. Okay, that's why people blindfold themselves and lay down in the middle of the street, or they blindfold themselves while they driving. Okay, I knew it. I heard about Bird Box. I just didn't know what it was. So the creatures make you see your worst. I'm hearing something outside. I don't know what that is. And I hear an airplane. I wonder if they're looking for somebody. Something crazy, driving while blindfolded or something similar. Yeah. Y'all hear about the, we did a, I don't know if I played the video, but I saw a video where a woman, she almost, she crashed, but she didn't tear the car up. Man. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and do a little cheat for the night. You said there's something put out for population control. People with common sense ain't gonna do that. All right, y'all, let's take a little sneak peek. And then what we got planned for the night here. I don't know if y'all seen these before.
I'm telling you, get out of my country. Say it now. Say it now. I'm saying it fucking now. Get out of my country. Get the fuck out of my country. No, I'm not gonna leave. You know when they can come? Yeah. And you know what you're all going? You are the ugliest motherfuckers in the fucking world. Get the fuck out! Because I don't want you here, and I'm going to vote against you, and I'm going to kill you when I can.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute, I think I deleted something by mistake. Yeah, hold on, what about it? I deleted something by mistake, y'all. Whoops. That's how we bookmark a lot of them. When they start letting ratchets ride the airplane.
Forward because y'all allow that baby to wake me up with that damn daughter on my baby. Okay, whoever made the word back. Language. I don't have to watch no language. I don't have to watch no language. Y'all got this spoiled-ass child. Y'all got this spoiled-ass child. Woke me up with the Scooby-Doo shit. Them women walk.
Come on, man, you killing me.
Walking around here. These women walking around here. If this fucking baby would have been a black baby, they would have told that baby, cut that damn noise out.
Because you can get it, anybody else can get it.
Anybody can get it. We don't give a fuck.
I'm talking to you. You're talking to my wife.
Somebody need to be back here. Shit. They came through this motherfucker and then had his baby cut this fucking noise out. And these dumbass parents letting the baby wake up everybody with this Scooby-Doo shit. I don't give a fuck. Shit. I'm gonna speak my motherfucking mind.
You can't talk this shit to me. You want to tell her to watch your motherfucking mouth.
Shit, he's talking to the wrong bitch. Cause I got as much heart as my husband, baby. That's why I'm talking. Y'all walking through here. His baby woke me up with that Scooby-Doo shit. The baby wasn't no crying. It ain't about no baby crying. That baby had the computer on. Let me tell you what happened. The baby had the computer on. Woke everybody up. Woke me up with that Scooby-Doo shit. Y'all walking through here like y'all don't hear.
I did not hear that. I'm sorry.
Y'all walked right by the baby and seen him with the little computer.
I don't know what to tell you. We're
And it's noise.
And
It's noise.
I'm sorry that happened.
Well, y'all ain't gotta be sorry. These parents, the parents' fault. I'm just telling you, because they know that shit was wrong. It was the parents' fault, okay?
Okay. Like I said, when they start letting ratchets on the plane, but let me go to the chat. So, anybody got any comments on why is this lady so worried about what somebody's child is doing? Talking about the child spoiled. That's none of your business. Why is it that these ratchets feel they got the right to tell you about your life, how you live your life, and in their eyes, what they doing wrong? Is she mad because she wasn't spoiled? The little kid sitting there watching Scooby-Doo, you ask them to put some headphones on or you ask them to turn it down. Something is going on outside. Let me put my shoes on. I keep hearing a helicopter go by, and I know y'all hear it. Let me play something so I can here you go. Man arrested for murdering his mother on Valentine's Day. It's got to be a sicko. 25-year-old man arrested for murdering his mother. There on Shane. Ain't no video? How you ain't got no video, man? Someone out there hollering. Hold on a second, y'all. I gotta get out and see what's going on here.